Ayo, and what is up, gang? Thank you so much for checking out Sledgehammer TV today. It is Monday, January the 22nd, 2018. Tonight is the 25th anniversary show of Monday Night Raw, but today, right now, we are going to talk about tomorrow night and week number 2 of the Mixed Match Challenge. We are going to give you our preview and predictions of all of that right here and right now on the newest, fastest rising podcast in all of YouTube, baby. The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. So, let's do it.
The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
Alright, wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Nick Nightmare. Along with me, as always, is my trusty companion, my loyal partner, and the World Heavyweight Champion of Microphones, Blue the Snowball. And we are here to talk to you guys about tomorrow night's episode number 2, week number 2 of the Mixed Match Challenge. Now, last week, the WWE may have duped us into believing this is going to be a better show than it is, and I'm a little worried about that with this week's installment coming up. Last week we had Shinsuke Nakamura and Natalya taking on Finn Balor and Sasha Banks, and that, just based off of the two male competitors alone, is marquee. It's got must-see match written all over it just to see the Demon Finn Balor going one-on-one with the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. On the female side of things, you had the longest tenured member of the WWE female roster, Natalya, who's nothing to sneeze at, going up against the boss, Sasha Banks. Not a match that we get to see often because they're both on separate brands, so I was okay with that, and it turned out to be a fantastic match. I definitely enjoyed the overall presentation of the show. It was almost like a throwback to the wrestling shows of my childhood. We had Renee Young and Byron Saxton as the hosts. I didn't mind that at all. I loved the very impromptu and very improvised nature of the promos that they were cutting on each other through their cell phones or via Twitter, whatever medium they were using. They were just being themselves. The talent was having a great time. Even in the ring during the match, you could see them all just truly enjoying themselves, not being confined by the necessities that come with performing on a Monday Night Raw or a SmackDown Live or on a WWE pay-per-view. It's almost like the gloves were off and the talent was free to express themselves and have a great time out there, and the show came off fantastic. This week's matchup makes me wonder if I'm going to be saying all of the same things when I come to you guys with the review of week 2 later on. So let's just take a look real quick at what we have in store for tomorrow night's installment. We have The Miz and Asuka versus Big E and Carmella. Look at this match. This looks like something we would see on a random Monday Night Raw. It means absolutely nothing. The only person in this match worth seeing at all is Asuka. And I mean no disrespect to The Miz. I'm alright with The Miz. But The Miz versus Big E, is that a marquee match? Is that a pairing of must-see opponents? Absolutely not. Like I said, we have seen this type of shit for the last 2 years. This is a unappealing match to me. Now let's move over to the females for just a second. And no disrespect to Carmella, I'm sure she's coming along very, very well, although we have not seen it on television. She doesn't wrestle very often, and she's going to be put in a match opposite the Empress of Tomorrow. Asuka should destroy Carmella with ease. I don't care that she's the Money in the Bank title holder. It doesn't matter. You know what matters? Asuka. You want to weigh the value of Asuka over a Carmella? You're going to let Carmella come in here and pull some shit out on Asuka, make her be dominant, or make her look like something at all against somebody that should tear her head off in about 30 seconds? Essentially, the whole story of this match should be that when Asuka gets in, it's over. And if they don't do that, this match is a fail. If I have to see Carmella throwing Asuka around the ring, putting her in arm bars, executing clotheslines, and whatever, giving her offense against Asuka in any manner is a disservice to Asuka. I know this is supposed to exist outside of the WWE's main story. It's supposed to be something in and of itself. But you have to maintain the characters. You have to keep the integrity of the character. And what you're trying to build with Asuka is bigger than the Mixed Match Challenge. Which is where my concern comes in. Could you possibly see Big E getting the pin on The Miz, effectively making Asuka lose without losing? I don't even see that. Why would you have Big E go over on The Miz? Here's a guy that's going to be challenging for the Intercontinental Championship later on tonight. We don't even know how that's going to play out. And you think he's going to be taking a loss to Big E, especially with Asuka as his partner? As much as I was against this pairing in the beginning, their promos have definitely come off fantastic, and it makes me not mind them as a team anymore. And if I had to choose between these two teams, that's who I'm choosing. Who would you choose? I think the choice is clear. Unless you absolutely have an undying love for Carmella, or you're the hugest New Day fan of all time, or you just really, really hate The Miz, there's no reason why you wouldn't want The Miz and Asuka to move along in this match. All logic, all reason says they are going to be the ones moving along to face Finn Balor and Sasha Banks later on in this tournament. My initial predictions would have had the SmackDown team winning this matchup. As illogical as it sounds, but I had Shinsuke Nakamura and Natalya taking that first matchup for this reason alone. I didn't think we were going to have Raw team versus Raw team in this tournament breakdown, but if they did format it that way, it would make for a far more predictable tournament than what we are getting. This match is, I don't even want to call it a toss-up, because everything says that this is the team right here that's going to win. This team is nothing. It doesn't even make sense. Carmella should not be made to look good at all. As soon as maybe you have The Miz just getting his ass beat by Big E, and as soon as he tags in Asuka, she creams Carmella and it's over. Last week we had really great in-ring action. I do not expect that this week, and it's what's making me worried about how I'm going to view this after the fact. Are matchups like this going to ruin what is left of this tournament? Do you want to see Finn Balor and Sasha Banks versus Asuka and The Miz? Sure, why not? Finn Balor and The Miz would probably work very, very well together. We've seen that on and off over the last couple of years. And Sasha Banks versus Asuka, that's a must-see match. That's something we haven't seen yet. It's something everybody's anticipating. And it begs the question, why would you allow it to happen on a Mixed Match Challenge? Probably for the same reason why they had Finn Balor and Shinsuke in the debut edition of this show, to generate views, to get people talking, and to get people watching. You think Sasha Banks versus Carmella is going to get people watching? That's pretty much what we get all the time. So I'm calling for The Miz and Asuka to pull out the win here. I'm thinking maybe The Miz might cheat to win. Maybe it'll upset Asuka. Maybe there'll be some internal storylines brewing within this tournament. That would be interesting to see. I want to see some more promos from some of the other teams. I don't see this being a 12 to 15 minute mat classic type of match. In fact, I expect it to be much shorter, and maybe we'll even have like a 12-minute episode when all is said and done. After they get all their shit out that they want to do, there might not be that much to the Mixed Match Challenge this week, and it's a shame, because Asuka's involvement in this just makes it really... It actually makes it either very unpredictable or too predictable. because her presence makes you automatically assume Asuka's going to win because nobody's ready for Asuka. The Miz knows it. That's why he was excited to have her as his partner. Who's ready for them? I'm not ready for them either, but that's in a completely different capacity. So I'm not looking forward as much to the Mixed Match Challenge as I was last week. But further editions will prove to be much different because we have got a long way to go before we even get near the end of this thing. This is only week 2 of 12. So strap in, buckle up. It's going to be a long ride. Hopefully there ain't too many bumps in the road along the way. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to check out everything else that has gone up on the channel this weekend. Despite my harrowing illness, it was still a very busy weekend. As soon as I started to feel better, I sat here and I attacked Blue, man. We just sit here and hammered out a bunch of videos. So don't forget to check out everything that went up if you missed it. We talked about EC3 and the possibility of him debuting in the Royal Rumble. Why you should be watching the Twitch stream channel of Impact Wrestling. We talked about all types of things this weekend. Everything will be linked in an annotation that you can check out at the end of this, or just go to the channel page, check it out all for yourself. Don't forget, if you enjoyed today's broadcast, to smash that like button, punch it right in the mouth, share this video with all your pro wrestling buddies and anybody that you think would enjoy everything we do here on Sledgehammer TV, and most especially subscribe to this channel tonight. If you are not amongst the members that are joining in force, more than I've ever seen before, and I cannot thank you guys enough for joining onto this channel. If you haven't done it yet, you can do it right now. Hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, become part of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Club family, get all of the news that you need in the world of sports entertainment and professional wrestling. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is Blue, the Snowball Microphone. This has been the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, right here on Sledgehammer TV. Don't forget to tune in later on tonight for our review of the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. And all week long, SmackDown Live review will be live immediately following SmackDown. We have a top 5 Royal Rumble list coming your way before the end of the week. I promise you it'll be there. And this weekend, Royal Rumble preview and predictions, NXT preview and predictions, everything you need to know all week long right here on Sledgehammer TV. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you next time right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.